What's up guys, Houndish here, and today we're back with the Destiny 2 news. And in this one, Bungie are dropping some updates to the game that includes changes to Commendation requirements, thankfully. So we'll talk about what that means. And on top of this, Bungie clarify some issues in the game right now, including missing rewards and an update this week. And then we'll talk about a loot glitch in the game, as well as exotic secrets, Easter eggs, and a hidden reward for Season 20. But on top of that, we have some possible future exotic catalysts, upcoming adept rewards, and a few other things to discuss in the video. So, as always, I hope you guys enjoy this one, and if you do, feel free to drop a rating down below. But otherwise, let's get into it. And so starting out, we do have an update from Bungie regarding Guardian ranks, and specifically adjustments to Commendation scores. So they've said, to more closely match our goals, we've reduced the required Commendation score to complete objectives across all Guardian ranks. Objective descriptions will be updated on March 16th to display the new Commendation requirements. And on March 16th, we will be getting a game update. So on top of this, I believe Bungie have said they'll fix the issue where players are going invisible after commending players following multiple playlist activities. So that'll be positive as well. But they say the newly reduced Commendation targets for Guardian ranks are now 460 for rank 7, where it was previously 750. For rank 8, it will be 790, where it was previously 1250. And then for rank 9, it's 1290, down from 1750. And as we can see, rank 10 is 1530, down from 5000. And for rank 11, it'll be 1800, down from 6000. And so I think this is a positive change. Requiring 5,000 or 6,000 commendations in itself is absolutely crazy. And I think even these numbers are relatively high, and especially since players are resorting to kind of farming them in different activities and things like that. I'd personally say it was this sort of inflated over-the-top grind. And I'd just prefer to see requirements for Guardian ranks be actual kind of achievements and skill-based objectives in the game personally. So I think it's a positive change overall, but give us your thoughts down below. And again, those changes will be reflected properly in those objective descriptions after the update that we get on Thursday. Next though, Bungie Help said they're aware of an issue where the deep side chest in the Root of Nightmares raid will not grant new rewards to players who have already opened it prior to the weekly reset. And more updates will be provided as they become available. So if you grabbed that chest last week, for the moment, this week it won't be available. Certainly a pretty frustrating one, but obviously a bug, and hopefully something that Bungie will be able to get fixed pretty soon. Now though, to touch on a few other interesting things, and Destiny Bulletin shared this one, but there's a pretty cheesy Artifice armor farm in the game right now, and this is in the Master Duality dungeon, at the Galron checkpoint, where players are clearing it in 20 or 30 seconds by actually getting Galron to jump off the map. So I'll admit it isn't something I've tried, but using things like grapple, you can basically bait Galron to the edge of the map. And then when he swings his melee attack at you, if you're off the map right here, he'll take a swing for you and actually throw himself off, which does clear the encounter. So I suppose what players are doing is getting checkpoints for this, just loading it up, and just before going into the damage phase, going to the edge of the map and getting him to jump off. Obviously very cheesy stuff, but it allows for multiple very fast opportunities at Artifice armor drops. So maybe something that you want to take part in while it's still possible. And up next, of course, the Lightfall content reset has happened. And so we do have new action figure locations for week 4. And this week you'll find them in Liming Harbour, as well as the SE Terminal. So as always, big shout out to Time Sausages Gaming, who has a video with the locations for those this week. And if you want to grab them, I'll link his video in the description box below. Also this week, of course, we got the new weekly story quest steps. And the main thing here is the new battleground, the Orbital Prison. Pretty similar battleground experience to what we've had previously. One of the things I really like about it is that it starts out in the farm. We actually get to see the farm in the Ascendant Realm, which is pretty cool. But following that, there is a new cutscene. So if you want to check that cutscene out, we'll run it at the end of the video if you happen to miss it. But another thing related to Season of Defiance, that if you reset your Defiant rank at the war table in the Helm, it actually unlocks a new exotic ship. And this is the Brazen Spark ship. It's a kind of cool one right there. So if you want to pick that up, you'll need to rank up all the way at the war table and then reset the rank with the final reward, the Ascendant Shard at the end. And you can grab this new exotic ship. Something else related to exotics though, are the conditional finality exotic weapon from the raid. It's got a cool little Easter egg built into it. It's not a weapon I have, but Ash shared on Twitter right here that the bullet spreads are actually different for the two different sides of the weapon. So of course, it fires both solar and stasis damage at the same time. But the dark stasis bullet spread is actually a pyramid shape, while the solar spread is a circular shape, I guess representing both pyramids and the Traveler. So a pretty cool little Easter egg right there that a lot of players hadn't picked up on just yet. Otherwise though, this week, of course, with Vexcalibur, on a weekly basis we're unlocking new catalysts. I haven't run the mission for the week yet, but the Grave Robber Catalyst is available this week inside of the exotic mission. And otherwise related to exotics, some possible future catalysts right here that are saved in the database. And lots of exotics do get catalysts which are listed in the API but can't actually drop in the game. Interestingly though, the deterministic chaos catalyst is listed as having 4th times the charm. That's the only new catalyst in the season which actually has a perk tied to it, so it's possible that we will get this one in the near future somehow. And 4th times the charm would be pretty cool, especially paired with its other exotic bonuses. On top of that, there is one listed for the Final Warning and another for Winterbite, although those second two don't have perks listed alongside them, so it does seem less likely that we'll get catalysts for those ones soon. Nonetheless though, cool to check those out, and I definitely hope we get the deterministic chaos one in the future. Something else we haven't seen too much of in the game just yet are Nightfall ciphers. And you can get these on varying difficulties of Nightfalls, but for Grandmasters coming up in the future, there are Adept Nightfall ciphers, and these unlock focusing for specific Adept Nightfall weapons. So if you get an Adept Nightfall cipher dropped, you can then focus Adept weapons at Zavala, and these will cost one of the Nightfall ciphers, as well as a Vanguard Engram, and then Legendary Shards and Glimmer. And included in the focusing this season is the Malicious Birthright, Wendigo GL3, the Swarm, Hung Jury, Mindbender's Ambition, and Buzzard. Of course, those are the Adept variants of those weapons, so as well as relying on drops of the weapons inside of GMs specifically, we do have those additional focusing options from the Nightfalls, which is pretty cool. Something here that Bungie haven't responded on again just yet, but you may have noticed a lot of players on PC have been capping their frame rates, as it results in receiving less damage from certain enemy types in the game. So for instance, when running the new raid, a lot of players were capped down at 60 FPS as opposed to letting it go higher, and I believe this effect continues to reduce damage all the way down to 30 FPS and lower, but players on Reddit have pointed out that Bungie haven't discussed this for over a year now. The last update we got was when Bungie fixed a problem with the Colossus rail cannon that would deal more damage at higher frame rates. But it's something Bungie haven't touched on again despite the community bringing it up. Perhaps it's a very difficult issue to fix, I'm not sure, but definitely a frustrating one given that a lot of players like to run that higher fidelity and higher FPS. Hopefully we can get another response regarding this problem from Bungie in the near future, but give us your thoughts and experiences with that bug down in the comment section. And for today guys, that is everything we have to discuss in the video. I'll be keeping you posted throughout the week, including the new update that we get on Thursday, so keep it locked and loaded right here. This is only going to be the second hotfix for Lightfall so far, so there still are quite a number of issues that we're hoping to see fixed, and I'll keep you up to date once we get that patch. But if you've enjoyed the video today, a rating below really does help us out as well, and feel free to get subscribed to the channel so I can keep you posted with Destiny content. Otherwise though, thanks for tuning in, and I hope you guys have an awesome day.
I grew up on the road. Long as I could remember, my family had been walking toward the last city. My mama told me we'd be safe there. She said that was all that mattered. But at the time, all that mattered to me were the jump ships in the sky above. I thought they were the greatest thing I'd ever seen. My folks tried their best, but the road's a dangerous place. When the House of Winter attacked, my mama fought them off best she could. Even killed a captain before they shot her. Pneumonia got my daddy not long after. I'd heard tales of people resurrected, chosen for immortality, but not them. They were just gone. When I finally reached the last city, I knew my mama was right. I'd be safe there. I was finally home. I learned to fly as soon as I could reach the stick. I never had powers like the Guardians or a ghost to resurrect me. But in the cockpit, I'm every inch as tough. Now, every time I fly, I remember where I came from and who I'm fighting for. And that's all that matters.